Hello guys, and welcome back to another monthly plan with me. If you can't already tell what this month's theme is, I am doing a Friends theme for September.
And it worries me.
I'm using my Sakura Pigma micron to outline the couch, and it is a very rough drawing of a couch. I know it's nothing similar to the one that's in the theme, the opening theme, but I tried. Actually, I was inspired by posts that I saw on Pinterest, because honestly I had no idea what I wanted to do for September, and I was scrolling and scrolling to Pinterest to see if there was any ideas, anything that could motivate me, maybe even just an accent color that I wanted to use. And then I came across excuse me, I came across bullet journal spreads that were Friends inspired. So I was like, I should attempt that too. And my drawings are very mediocre, so bear with that. A lot of the drawings is, I think I mentioned it, inspired by ones that I've already saw on Pinterest. But yeah, to color in the couch, I'm using my Tombow dual brush pen in 969, and excuse me, sorry, I'm recording this kind of early, so my throat is all morningy voice, whatever. So not only is the lamp nothing like what it is in the beginning, it is also crooked, which is my fault. I hope you guys can bear with that. I haven't realized how crooked it was until I filled it out. But I just used a yellow Tombow brush pen and a green one to color in whatever looked right from what I saw in the opening, and I used also a crayola supertip in red. And what do you know, the word September is also crooked, and I'm going to be using a very rough font similar to the ones they used in Friends. And I'm pretty sure I got the dots wrong. I realized that afterwards, but I just went with what I saw on what I saw on Pinterest. But it still works, right? It still looks like what it does. But yeah, I used a brush pen that I got from Daiso. I think it's a zebra brush pen in the small size. Moving on to the next page is my monthly calendar, which I drew in using my staedtler pigment liner in 0.7, and I'm just writing in the title September right on top. And even though the font is not exact and it's just, you know, roughly similar, I still think it looks decent, right? And the mild liners that I used were, I think, mild cyan, mild gold, and mild lemon yellow. And did I say yellow? Mild lemon yellow and mild red. I'm using the same zebra mild liners to highlight the areas where I'm going to be writing in the days of the week using a staedtler dual tip marker in black. And now that school has started, I decided to bring back my school calendar, which really helped me for the last semester. It helped me keep track of all and any assignments that were due that month, and I really liked it because it was in one specific place and it wasn't mixed up with any personal dates or any other like holidays or anything else that I wrote in my personal calendar. So I think this is also a really great tip if for students who want to have all their school things in a separate area in their bullet journal. So I thought it was really cute for me to have this as the title of my school calendar, which is the one where she goes back to school. Because if you watch Friends, you know that majority, or probably 99.9% of the titles start with the one where, the one who, things like that. And right beside it I wrote, but we were on a break. Very classic, I know.
I've just been so distant and it worries me. I just love you so much.
And now next is my favorite spread. It is my favorite because of the way, it turned out, all the colors and everything. I was actually kind of scared doing this because I usually practice what I want things to look like on another sheet of paper, and I didn't practice this at all. So I just kind of went with it after I sketched it out, and it turned out beautiful. It looks so cute. It's mimicking the central perk sign, and I turned it into my habit trackers sign, and I used a light brown tombow in 990, and I used the Crayola supertip, and I also went in with, I think it was a 245 tombow brush pen, which is the green one, to color in the bottom sign. The coloring definitely took a lot of time, especially with the couch. It took me 2 hours to film in the heat, but I think it all turned out pretty well, so it was definitely worth it. And I used the 942 tombow to color in the coffee mugs, and the same brown tombow to fill in the top where it resembles coffee. I'm pretty sure you can hear some weird flapping noise because it's very hot right now, and I didn't want to close up the window, so I thought by just closing the curtain it would help. But I just didn't take an account for that sound to probably be captured onto the mic. But anyways, my habits haven't changed from last month. Actually, the entire layout of September is no different than August. I have everything the same because it is a system that actually works for me, and I'm pretty sure people also feel that way. I know that they want to have something new, something exciting for their bullet journal when they're planning, but sometimes you actually find something that works, and you don't want to change it because, like I said, it works for you and it's functional and it's cute. Also, I was having issues with the placing of the dots. I kept miscounting, but anyways, next page is my meal tracker that I use to outline with my 0.5 staedtler fine liner, and this mimics the picture frame behind Monica's apartment door, and I'm using the 055 tombow brush pen to trace out the small details of the frame, and I'm pretty sure it's not the same, but it's similar, And I used the mild violet mild liner to write in the dates of the calendar. So the next page is actually my one line a day page. I actually really like doing this because it does help me reflect on how my day went, like how I mentioned before. And for this one, I drew out the, I don't even know what it's really called, but it's thing hanging behind Joey's apartment door, and I just call it "How You Doing," which sounds more like a mood tracker, but I guess it kind of works with the one line a day because it's, I guess, asking how my day went, if you will, and I just sum it up in a sentence or a word or something. And this page actually turned out, well, this and the next page, which as you can see is my brain dump, it turned out very plain, very basic. I kind of didn't really think through, especially with the 1 line a day. I didn't realize how big I made the drawing, but I was able to still fit in the days, the numbers. And I kind of wish I spaced out the letters in brain dump so that you can see the dots more, but that's okay. Now finally on to my first weekly spread. I am drawing out the calendar, which I always have in my weekly spreads, and the same thing as the September meals drawing, I use the picture frame as well with the same mild liner and the same tombow dual brush pen. So this spread is more functional than it is creative, I guess. I just wanted to just throw in random doodles throughout this whole weekly spread and maybe just a small quote from friends, and I just went with you know, the "I'm fine, totally fine" quote from Ross, and I wanted to try and write it out with my AliExpress brush pen, which I feel like I should have just used the Daiso one, but that's okay. Still looks fine to me. Oh, fine. Anyways, like I said, it's mainly just, I have 6 boxes for this weekly spread because I decided to combine the weekend into one of them, and it's big enough to fit in whatever I need for that day. And I totally crumpled up the page when I was erasing. When I was filming, I literally I gasped so loud once that happened because I was like, oh my god, it's ruined. Anyways, throughout the spread, I just glue sticked in these couches that have the words pivot on them. I think that's very iconic, if you will. And I tried to make the color of the couches similar. Don't think it worked that well, but it worked. And for the last couch, I have it sort of split in half. You can kind of tell it is. And over it, instead of it saying pivot, I wrote the shut up that Chandler said after Ross kept saying pivot. And I'm using a glue stick because I keep forgetting to get a glue tape runner. So I was like, might as well just use a glue stick and just try it out. But it all worked. Although I did have to re-glue in that first couch afterwards because it was kind of coming off the page. But anyways, yeah, that is basically it for planning of September. I just erased any more pencil details from whatever page, from all the pages, whatever was there, and I realized I also forgot to write or to put in the dots for my school calendar, so I just went back to do that after erasing all the pencil marks. So yeah, that is all. I hope you really enjoyed this video. Don't forget to check my description box for social media, and as well as whatever products I use or whatever materials I used in this video. It's all listed down below. And yeah, I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye!